Sairam children, how are you all? I hope you all are fine at your homes. So children, today is our English class, and which chapter we are doing? We are doing chapter number 10 from New Voices, that is Tenali Raman the second. What is the name of the chapter? Tenali Raman the second. Till where we have started? That the boys are playing a role, the boys are playing an act in which they are playing a day in a royal court, right? One boy is king, one is Tenali Raman, another is Prime Minister Tima, two more boys are soldiers, and one boy came with the problem, and the problem is the cow, his neighbor's cow, who all that his neighbors never kept his cow properly tied up, and the cow is break free and keep getting into the poor Keshwa's kitchen garden and destroyed, chewed up all the banana, lime and pumpkin patches. Even the boy's father, Keshwa's father, built bamboo fences from bamboo, but that terrible cow jumped over it and chewed up all Keshwa's mother's precious roses and marigold. Till here we have studied in our previous video, and I hope you all have studied till here. You all have done the reading of the chapter till here. Now we will continue. What can I do about it, Keshwa? Krishnadev Rai frowned. Ask the neighbor to tie up the animal properly and pay for the damages caused by his cow. Now Krishnadev Rai, the king is saying that what can I do about it, Keshwa? What can I do about it, Keshwa? Ask your neighbor to tie the animal properly and pay for the damages caused by his cow. Keshwa looked back at sullenly and said, I can't. Keshwa replied, I can't. Why not? Minister Tima sprang forward. Your king orders it. The minister Tima said, why not? Your king orders it, that your king has given the order to say this to your neighbor, that tie the animal properly and pay for the damages caused by his cow. Then Keshwa replied, my neighbor is a wrestler. My neighbor is a wrestler. Krishnadev looked around helplessly at his ring and bragged courtiers and asked a bit plaintively, what should Keshwa do? Yes, now the king looked around helplessly. The king, Krishnadev Rai, looked helplessly at his ring. Bragged means untidy look at courtyards and asked a bit high, what should Keshwa do? The watching man, forgetting about the errand of the morning, sat absorbed in the unfolding drama. The watching man, who is the watching man? Who is the watching man? The man who is watching the act. That man who is wearing the white spotless dhoti, cotton dhoti, and moving towards the royal palace. That man stopped when he heard the high voice of these children, right? That man is watching all the act. So that man forget about that he in the morning where he is going, means where he is going to the royal palace, but that man forgot and sat like this, in so much absorbed in this drama, that now what is going to happen next. Okay, now he's the part, now he's the audience, and he is waiting that now what happened next to this unfolding drama. The courtiers were coming. The courtiers were coming with a possible solution. Built a stone wall around the garden, one boy suggested. Ha! Keshwa gave a dismissing shake of his head. You think my poor father has the money for the fancy stone wall? He's just a potter and he is still paying for the bamboo fences. Then stop growing banana and pumpkin, said the thin boy with no front teeth. And then what will my amma put in sambar? Asked Keshwa in disgust. Grass. Now in this previous here, Krishnadev Rai means the king asked his courtier that what should Keshwa do now. Then the courtiers were coming up with the possible solution, that what kind of solution they will give to that poor Keshwa. Okay, one boy suggested that build a stone wall around the garden. Keshwa saying ha with dismissing shake, means he is saying no. That do you think my poor father has the money for the fancy stone wall? Means Keshwa is very poor. So he is saying that his father don't have enough money for the stone wall, for the fancy stone wall. He is just a potter and he is still paying for the bamboo fences which the cow has destroyed. He is saying that my father is very poor. He don't have money to spend on the fancy stone wall. He is just a potter and he is still paying money for the bamboo fences. Okay. Then another thin boy with no front teeth, he suggested then stop growing banana and pumpkin. One boy gave the solution that stop growing banana and pumpkin. Then Keshwa replied, what will my amma put? Means what will my mother put in sambar? Grass. Keshwa said this in a very disgusted way. The watching man, no longer able to stop himself, laughed aloud. The watching man, the man who is watching their act, he is no longer the watching man now. He laughed himself and very loud. He laughed. The 6 pair of astonished eyes swelled to the state at him. Means the 6 pair of eyes means all the boys looked quickly, means turn around their face quickly in different direction like this, means voice is coming from which direction, like this. Okay, the watching man no longer able to stop himself and laughed aloud. Okay, 6 pair of astonished eyes squealed to stare at him. Forgive me, boys, the man muttered. I hope you don't mind my watching your play and listen to your problem. It's so funny. It's very interesting. The man who is watching the act, he said, forgive me, boys. I hope you don't mind me watching your play and listening your problem. It is so funny. It is very interesting. The man who is watching, he replied. You are most welcome, sir. The half-sized Tenali Raman spoke for the first time, waving his pudgy hands. Maybe you can suggest a solution to my friend Keshwa's problem. One boy who is playing the role of Tenali Raman, he said, "You're most welcome, sir." And the boy who is playing the role of Tenali Raman spoke very first time. Maybe you can suggest a solution to my friend Keshwa's problem? Well, the man scratched his chin thoughtfully. Keshwa could send his goats to rag his neighbor's cow as revenge. That man, because the half-sized Tenali Raman said to that watching man that, "Sir, maybe you suggest a solution to my friend Keshwa's problem." So the man, scratching his chin, and thoughtfully replied that Keshwa could send his goat to rack his neighbor's garden as a revenge. The solution was given by the man who is watching. Keshwa rolled his eyes in pure disgust, like this. Keshwa rolled his eyes in pure disgust. "Oh Lord Shiva, help me. You think my pony little goats have the courage to enter a garden by a wrestler and his huge cow?" Keshwa rolled his eyes and said, "Oh God, oh Lord Shiva, help me. You think my little gods have the courage to enter my neighbor's garden, which is guarded by a wrestler and a huge cow?" Then the man suggested apologetically, "Maybe next time you could tie the cow to your fence and not let it go back." Then the man suggested, maybe next time, means the man is giving him the suggestion that next time when your neighbor's cow came, you tie that cow to your fence and don't let it go back. The chubby Tenali shook his tousled head. "You are again forgetting the wrestler. He will come and beat both Keshwa and his father." And Keshwa gave. The chubby Tenali shook his tousled head. "You are again forgetting the wrestler. He will come and beat up both Keshwa and his father." And Keshwa gave a vigorous note in agreement. It means a strong and active yes. The chubby, the half-sized Tenali is doing like this, tousled his head. "You are again forgetting that the neighbor is a wrestler. He will come and beat Keshwa and his father." And Keshwa gave a strong note of agreement. Yes. The Tenali gave a patient sigh. "It looks like only I, Tenali, can solve the problem." "You can," all the courtiers asked together. "Let's hear it then." Tima crossed his arms and glared at his friend. Now the Tenali gave a patient look that it looks like only I. The Tenali Raman is saying, it's me. It's look like that only I can solve the problem. Means Tenali can solve the problem. "You can," all the courtiers said together. "You can." "Let's hear it then." Tima, the minister, the prime minister, crossed his hands and stared at his friend Tenali, who is playing the role of Tenali. "Let's hear it then." "It's pretty simple, really." Tenali sighed even more importantly and then, turning to Keshwa, asked, "What do you like more, Keshwa? Pumpkin or pyasam?" What do you like more, Keshwa? Pumpkin or Pyasam? The Tenali Raman said, "It is quite simple. It is really simple." Then he turned towards Keshwa and asked, "What would you like more, Keshwa? The pumpkin or Pyasam?" Keshwa said promptly, "Pyasam, of course." The next time the cow is the next time the cow is busy chewing the banana plants or pumpkin vine, get a pot and quickly milk her. Give the milk to your mother to make pyasam or sell it in bazaar to buy some pumpkin. Do this every time the cow enters in your kitchen. The half-sized Tenali Raman gave the solution to the problem. Then next time when cow enters in your kitchen garden and when the cow is busy in chewing the banana plants and pumpkin vines, then get a pot quickly, milk her. Give that milk to your mother to make pyasam or sell that milk in the bazaar, in the market and buy some pumpkin. When you sell something in market, you will get money. When you get money, then buy some pumpkin. Do this every time when the cow enters in your kitchen garden. This solution was given by the half-sized Tenali. Keshwa gave a vigorous nod. I could do that. I am very happy at milking cows and goats. Keshwa, in full confidence and actively said, "Yes, I could do that. I am very good at milking cow and goats." Then when the wrestler finds that someone is milking his cow, he will tie her up with a thick rope and make sure she stays at home. Tenali Raman shrugged disdainfully. Quite simple, really, don't you think? So, then when the wrestler find that someone is milking his cow, he will definitely tie the cow properly with a thick rope and make sure that the cow stays at home. The Tenali Raman shag disdainfully means showing that one does not respect someone. Quite simple, don't you think? Ah, a satisfied sigh floated across the court, and everyone, even the king and the prime minister, clapped loudly as Tenali took a deep bow. The problem had been finally solved. After this solution, that whenever the cow enters in your kitchen garden, you milk the cow. Either give that milk to your mother for making pyasam or sell that milk in market and buy some pumpkin. And when the wrestler find that someone is milking his cow, he will definitely tie his cow properly so that the cow will stay at home only. So this is the best solution gave by Tenali Raman, and everybody in the court, the king, the minister clapped loudly for Tenali Raman, and Tenali Raman gave a deep bow, and the problem had been finally solved. Okay? The man got up, walked up to the Tenali and bowed low. Yes, you are truly as clever as the other Tenali, and I feel you deserve this for solving such a vexing problem. He handed the grinning boy a silver coin. This is for you all to spend in the bazaar. Okay, the man who is watching, what do you think? Who was that man? Who is watching the act? What do you think? Who is that man? Of course, that man is Tenali Raman, the real Tenali. The real Tenali got up, walked to the half-sized Tenali, the boy who is playing the role of Tenali Raman, and he bowed down in front of that boy who is playing the role of Tenali. Then the man replied, "Yes, you are truly as clever as the other Tenali. And I feel you deserve this for solving such an annoying problem." The man is saying to that boy, "You are truly as clever as the other Tenali, and you deserve this for solving such a vexing problem." He gave that boy a silver coin and said, "This is for you. This is for you all to spend it in the market." Leaving behind an exciting bunch of boys planning what to buy with their sudden earning, the real Tenali walked away. Yes, this is the man who is watching is the real Tenali. So, the real Tenali leave that boy in the excitement that what should they buy from their sudden earning. The Tenali walked away. Turning a corner, he stopped and laughed aloud in sheer delight. "Well, Tenali," he said to himself, "you thought you were so clever, but the little boy has beaten you." So, turning the corner, the real Tenali stopped and laughed aloud and said, "Well, Tenali," and he is saying to himself, when Tenali, he said to himself, "You thought that you were the so clever, but that little boy has beaten you." Yes. The Tenali Raman hurried towards the palace. The king, Krishnadev Rai, and the Prime Minister Tima would love this story. Yes. It means when Tenali get back to the royal palace, he definitely going to tell all this event means all the story to the king and the prime minister, and they will definitely love this story. So here ends with this chapter with the story. This story is very interesting, humorous, right? So I want you to read this chapter twice thoroughly so that when in next video we are going to discuss the question answers, you are able to give the answers. Okay children, till then, Sai Ram and take care, and don't forget to read the chapter.